Photo transfers can be a lot of fun. Using the polymer gloss varnish, we take a colour photocopy or a print out of a magazine or newspaper, anything where the ink is exposed and there isn't a clear varnish over the top. Now we just put 4 or 5 coats of polymer gloss varnish down on the project, leaving it to dry between each coat, and then leave it for a day or two to dry thoroughly. Now that we've got 5 coats of the polymer gloss varnish over the top of our article, we're going to, and have left it to dry, we're going to soak this in water and just very carefully peel the paper or rub the paper off the back of the varnish. And the varnish will have sucked the ink off the paper, and you'll be left with the clear varnish and the print of whatever the photo or the paper is left in the clear varnish. So we're just taking the paper off here. Quite often it'll come off in strips. Now you will find that the varnish will tend to go a bit milky again, and the longer you've left it to dry, the less that's likely to happen. Be careful with the film that you're now left with, because although it's quite strong, it will need to be treated quite carefully. I would generally let this dry off, put down, face down onto some plastic or cling wrap or something like that that it won't want to stick to, just to let it dry out again. Or indeed you can quite often just stick it straight on. Voila, we have our photo transfer. The varnish will tend to be a little bit cloudy, but that will dry out. We can either stick this, if you're not that worried about the permanency, it's going to go inside or something like that, you can either stick this straight on now while it's wet, onto a window or whatever it is you want to stick it to, or indeed leave it to dry, as I say, face down to dry, stretch it out as much as you can, and then put a coat of polymer gloss varnish onto the surface you want to adhere it to, and you can stick it down. The one thing to keep in mind is the inks that are used in printing are not going to be particularly light fast, so just keep that in mind with the archival quality of your work, that the inks, and there's really no way to avoid that, are not going to be particularly light fast. So to adhere it to a three-dimensional surface, we'll paint the polymer gloss varnish on first. A reasonable coat. This will take a few days to dry out, as you can imagine, before it becomes totally clear. So using this on just about any surface is possible, because the polymer gloss varnish will conform to just about any surface. So now I'm just getting the air bubbles out. Make sure all the air bubbles are out, and we'll use the brush to get us right into all the corners and crevices.